Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. Welcome to 30 minutes of my day. I was working on this yesterday. These weren't here. I did them off camera because if you watched yesterday's episode, you are well aware of how nerve-wracking it was putting these lines on these raised bands. So I thought better of attempting to do these stencils. It was just from a stenciling sheet of like a damask pattern, and I cut one of them out. Here it is. And then what I did was I wrapped it with masking tape, and I just held it, taped it right on, and then pounced with my brush and the wax, and I'm really happy with how it came out. If you hear, it's a windy day up here, you're going to hear my window going because we haven't done the window yet. It's been a lovely holiday weekend up here, and today's our last day of it, so the window will get done, but not yet. So hold on, because I think two of my favorite people just came in from a walk, so hold on. Apparently it was a wonderful walk. All right, so yeah, I just I taped the individual stencil. I didn't mind doing that with this. I've never used that whole thing. Sometimes I'll use these side ones down the side. Sometimes I'll use a whole one just on its own, and I have to tape off those others. I've never stenciled the entire sheet. So this was not heartbreaking to do for me, and I'll hang on to it because I will do it again. Now, it didn't, if I hold up close, you'll see it wasn't precise. It did not come out precision. I'm okay with that because I'm actually going to distress this a little bit further before I seal it. These bookends are from 1898. I don't want old looking book covers and this pristine brand new looking spine. I really want them to complement each other. So I've got my trusty old sanding block here, and this sanding block, this is my favorite one, but you can get sanding blocks that are like on a sponge. I've seen them at my dollar store, so you can get those. They're easy. This one I happen to like. I stole it actually from my husband's workroom, and I've been using it for years now because he doesn't. And I do every day because I can replace the sandpaper on it really quickly. This unscrews, and you just put in a whole new shape. It has a very, very sharp one side that you can get into little corners. And then it has this nice rounded side. So it's a really, really, it's a valuable tool. So I'm just going to use this sharp side, and I'm just going to give the waxing just a little bit of, just tone it down a little bit. I don't even know whether you'll be able to see it, but I can. But I'm 4 inches away, so it's a little more evident to me. I'm just using just a tiny little bit of this sanding block. And just taking some of that down. Toning it down a little bit so she looks her age. And I'm also going to it's all that work to put these bands on, and you're probably all screaming at your screen, all that work, put those bands on, and now you're sanding them. Yes, I am. I don't want them to look perfect. Well, I want them to look perfectly wonderful. So I'm just doing enough to tone them down a little bit to make them look a little worn, like they've been on a bookshelf and been grabbed and handled and put back and grabbed and handled and put back. And these aren't so bad because they already weren't a very, they weren't done in pristine way. They're already pretty good the way they are. So I'm just getting off any of the excess dust because I will be sealing. I'm going to use liquid Mod Podge on the spine and the corners, and then I'm going to leave these bare, but I will be doing a clear invisible sealant over the whole thing when I'm done. But something else I want to do is I want to accentuate the these raised bands still. So I'm going to darken where the bands are along the sides. It's almost like those of you who are really good at your makeup, I'm contouring. So I want it to be ever so, just a little hint. I'm not even sure whether this will show up on camera, but I can see already that I like what it's doing. It's leaving some of the white, and it's taking some of the darker, and it's accentuating. I really want those raised bands to look like knobby old raised bands. So just going in and underneath with just a gentle, I'm using walnut stain, which is a really dark, rich distress ink. So this is another reason why it's good not to, you've got to do this before you Mod Podge. You can't use distress ink after you've Mod Podged. So things that you're going to do to your spine, you've got to do it while it's still raw. So again, just going in on the sides here. It was heartwarming. Thank you to everyone who held your breath yesterday along with me. Trust me, I was too. That was nerve-wracking, I've got to say. I knew I had to do it. I just knew that if I had stopped, even with just getting those lines on, I would have regretted it. Come on, you know what? Everything all adds up to life's lessons. So, you know what? If I had ruined it, well, you know, I could take this spine off right now and put another spine on it. I don't want to have to. It's nice when you can get it right the first time, but I could have, and I would have learned then. So chalk it all up to life's lessons. You sort of have to gather your experiences. Okay, I've worked with this. I know how this works. I've worked with this. I know how this works. And then just give it a go. Now I want to just, there you go. Just want to give it just sort of gives a bit more dimension to the chocolate brown that's already there. And let me turn this over, this part here. You know what? I may actually use, let me decide here. Hold on. Let me get my, which one? No, you're black. Sorry, I am right here. I'm grabbing something off my back shelf. Okay, India ink in, this should be, yeah, sepia. So I just want to darken up. Let me show you. What I'm seeing is these little corners. There's still some little white showing from the fabric, and I want that gone. So I've just got India ink. It's an approximate. I know that it's not going to be the exact one. I'm not looking for precise. I'm looking to just camouflage. So I'm just going to drop a little bit on, just on those corners, in case there's a little bit of white showing through. And it just is enough to camouflage. And you don't have to go too far in because your end papers are going to be there. There we go. That was easy. That did what I wanted. Now there's a few here. I'm just going to go in and do those two. From where I had to, where I cut those darts to accommodate the thickness, not only of the fabric, but also because of the raised band that's right across the end there. Now I'm going to go in there because there's some white fabric that could possibly show once I sew in my signatures, my text block. So I'm just going to go in here and give that just a little hint of camouflage. There, I'm happy. All right, now where's my water? I just want to clean this while I can. I'll clean it more thoroughly later, but I don't like that to dry on the brush. So there we go. All right, so now, well, put ink away. I don't know about you. I do try my best to clean as I go. And the same way when I cook, I try to clean as I go. Alrighty. So now I want to tape off the book because I don't want to Mod Podge my cover. Hi, Dot. Oh, I got a little friend joining me here. Hi, honey. Do you want some help? Hold on. She likes a blanket on top of her. Yes, she's a diva. Hold on. All right. Her Royal Highness is cozy and comfy in her little bed. Okay. So here we go. Now I did a little camouflaging here. The back side of the fabric was not perfect. And that's where also the gilding a line across the edge camouflages that. It's almost like some of us ladies have to use a lip liner to make our lips. I'm going back to using makeup as an explanation, but it's very true. You know, to make either your lips look fuller, or to, if you've got misshapen lips and you use a lip liner before you put your lipstick on, that's what you can do when you put on gilding wax, little gilding wax detail. I'm only pushing down hard on the one side of my tape. There's no need for the whole thing to be adhered to the cover, and it's an old cover, so I don't want to push my luck with her. She's a grand old lady. I'm curling it around because I will extend the Mod Podge around. Now, Mod Podge is one of those materials in the crafting community that people seem to either love or hate. And I'm a bit neutral because there are certain things I love it for and nothing else comes close to it. And there are certain things I don't enjoy it for. I don't enjoy it for a final seal. If I find it still stays a little tacky. I don't enjoy it necessarily for glue. I find that it's got so much of a water base to it that it can make whatever you're trying to glue buckle. So I don't enjoy it for that. But I'm telling you, these colors are going to pop when I'm done, and Mod Podge does that. Plus, if you're sealing, like sometimes I like to put an old master picture on the front of a cover and you're sealing that, you can move the brush strokes around in the Mod Podge and actually give that old master a bit of texture, and it's so nice looking. It really, really, it makes it look like a little tiny painting on the front of your journal. And then of course with these kind of corner things, to me it almost makes it look like leather. And at first you look at it and you'll think, oh, what did it do to my color? Because it does go on kind of milky. But when it dries, it just glows. Now be careful how much you distress ink prior to Mod Podging, because I do find that the Mod Podge can become tinted with the distress ink. So take care with that. But if it doesn't matter to you, like in my case with this, it doesn't matter to me if the Mod Podge takes on a bit of a brown tinge. So I'm just getting all these little cracks and crevices. And just making sure it's nice. Seal that in. There is a really amazing crafter on YouTube, and I've recommended her channel before. She's done some videos just on the uses for Mod Podge, and she actually gave me the courage to say that I really like Mod Podge. Because some people were, I don't know whether it's a, oh, I daren't use Mod Podge. Are you kidding me? Oh dear. It's sort of that, I got that feeling from some crafters on YouTube, like how, oh my gosh, you're still using Mod Podge. And it was so nice to watch her video, and she sort of said, heck yeah, I use Mod Podge, and here's why. And she started listing a whole bunch of, and showing a whole bunch of things you can do with Mod Podge. Gosh, I'm trying to remember her name now, because I really like to give credit when credit is due, and credit is definitely due for the video that she put together. I'll list it below. I'll find it when I put this video up. Anyhow, so she gave me the courage to say, heck yeah, I like Mod Podge, but not for everything. I do qualify it. There's certain things I like it for. There's certain things I do not like it for. Don't know if you can see there, some of the distress ink is tinting the Mod Podge. I don't mind it. That's not going to show. It's still going to dry clear, and because this is already brown, I don't mind that. Now, if my corners were a different color, I might be a little bit upset right now that the Mod Podge was a different color. So keep that in mind if you're going to distress ink something and then you plan on Mod Podging it. Your Mod Podge could very possibly wake up your distress ink and move it around the page. So it's Monday here today, and it's just hubby and I. It's our Thanksgiving, our Canadian Thanksgiving today, and it's just the two of us because of the COVID. They're really, really pleading with people to just have whoever lives in your house. And of course, it's three of us. It's him and I and a dog. So it's the three of us for Thanksgiving, and we're grateful for us. We were able to chat with quite a bunch of our kids. We have 7. So we were able to chat online with a bunch of them, and that was nice. And they were all making Thanksgiving dinners too. So I'm just getting some of this Mod Podge up. So that's nice. We're just cooking it's only the two of us, and I love leftovers. He does not. He's one of those people. Well, we ate that yesterday. Yeah, well, it was delicious yesterday. Let's eat it again. Oh, but I ate that yesterday. So I have just found that yes, I will put some in the freezer and we'll have it, a few weeks later. But we don't have immediate leftovers in our household because for that reason for him. So we don't, unless we're going to be feeding more people, we don't do a full turkey. We just got a turkey breast. You can buy parts at our grocery store. So we're like Jack Sprat and his wife. He likes the breast. He's a breast man. And I like the thigh. I'm a thigh girl. So this is one of those situations. Some people like their Mod Podge real smooth and glassy. And sometimes I do. But sometimes, as I said before, when you see a photo of an old master, I actually prefer the texture, and I will do swoopy, circly motions with my brush so that it will dry with some texture. I like it. And in this case, with this spine that I want to look old, I don't mind texture. I'm not doing the gutters yet. I will do those. I'm going to let this dry and then I'll finish that. So I might not even get this whole thing onto one video today. Oh, I'm looking for paper towel. Well done. There we go. I knew it was here somewhere. Sorry, I don't want any down in there because I don't want to open and close the book and have it flake on me. And Mod Podge can do that. If it pools somewhere and then it dries pooled, it can crack and flake off. So be aware of that when you're doing this sort of sealing work. Try not to let it pool in places where it will be bent. I'll do those, I'll bend it upright and do those open later. I'll take photos and put them on Instagram once this is all completed. So I'm doing my swirling, and I want this to look leathery, old and leathery. The only thing it won't have is holes because I want this to last for whoever adopts it. We've had the furnace kicking in on us, so it's chilly. A little overcast today. I talked to my mom today. She was great. Boy, she was in a great mood. Some days I get little glimmers of my old mom, and today was one of those again. She's very happy where she is. Thank goodness. I don't know how I would tolerate this pandemic if I was also worrying not only about her health, but her mental health, her emotional well-being. But she's just so happy. Thank goodness. So we had a lovely chat. She had her little stuffed kitty in her lap, who she loves. And she was sitting by her window. She likes to watch the birds out her window. And she was waiting for the tea cart to come around. The tea cart comes around 3 times a day. They can have tea whenever they want. They can always go down to the dining room and ask for a cup of tea. They can even press their call button and ask for a cup of tea. The staff there are so wonderful, and we'll bring them some. My mother is not the kind of person to do that, but she does look forward to. They have a cart that just comes around. It's got cookies and pudding and tea and coffee and juice and you name it. It's like a little snack cart. Goes around 3 times a day, in the middle morning, mid-afternoon, and then after dinner. And it's wonderful. I'd like a tea cart at my house. Someday I'll have one, I'm sure. Oh, this is coming along. I don't know if you can tell. Let me lift up here. See how much richer that brown is looking now? It just, something Mod Podge does. It just makes it richer and gives a little bit. This is matte Mod Podge, so it just gives, it says it's matte. I find it gives a little tiny bit of gloss. I find that desirable. Like I said, it almost will feel like leather, tanned leather. You know how leather has a bit of a shine to it? Not patent leather. There we go. All right, now let's go down these sides. I'm not going to do the gutter. I'm just going to go in along the edge here. I'm going to brush it, and then I'll go in with my paper towel and get any of that extra out of there before it dries pooled in there. I don't want it in there while it's drying. All right, hold on. I'm gonna fold this in half, lift it up, and I'm just going to go in there and take that out. I will do it later because I do want it. It does, like I said, it changes the color, it changes the sheen. So I don't want in there to be a different color and a different sheen. There we go. Let's do this side. Oh, I'm so happy. That looks really, really great. I still haven't decided how I'm going to fill this journal. I'm really excited about what's going to go in it. I don't know yet. Sorry about that. I had to pause. Hubby came upstairs. He had some questions. And now I don't even remember what I was saying. So I'm just finishing off the inside as well, because the tops here will show. The text block will fill in here, but the little tippy top of it will show. So I want to make sure it gets coverage of the Mod Podge. Sometimes I'll do a second coat I usually wait and see, take a look at it, see if I'm happy with how it looks. But for the most part, one coat is enough. If you do too many coats of Mod Podge, and here's one of the things I don't like about it, but it makes sense and it's my own fault. Too many coats, you could end up with flaking. It'll try and start flaking off. So try and just do the one and leave it be. Leave well enough alone. Put down your paintbrush. Step away from the book. Wow, I love that. Let me stand up because I'm at 30 minutes. Let me stand up. Let me turn off this overhead light. And then I'll hold it this way. So it's going to, I have to hold it carefully. It's going to look like that. Wow. I'm really, really happy. There's still some areas here that are, that have some pooled, see how right there, that's white. That's still a pool of wet Mod Podge. I'm just going to leave that be. That'll deal with itself. Once it's mostly dry, and I've run out of time, I'm at 31 minutes, I can go in, and if I feel like it, you can push down these wrinkles. I might with a few of them, but for the most part, I like them. I want that, like I said, this is 1898. I don't want this to look like 1898 and this to look like 2020. I want them to complement each other. So I'm mostly happy with it. I will play with it once it's lost its tackiness. You'll be able to feel it. It'll feel damp, but it won't stick to your finger anymore. And that's when you can play with some of these wrinkles again and just push them down and encourage them to remember that they want to lie flat. You can do it. Just sort of touch and feel and see. We're almost there with that. I can feel my finger's not sticking to it. So I'll be able to do that. But I've got to go because my phone's going to cut me off. I hope you're all having a great day. If you're Canadian, don't forget to go and see about my raffle and like and subscribe and type in your comments. I'm a newbie, and I'll be doing the raffle draw tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning. So you have right up until I do the raffle draw. Whoever's in the list will get included who says I'm a newbie and has a Canadian mailing address. I shouldn't say if you're Canadian. You just need a Canadian mailing address because I'm getting free shipping, and that's the only reason why. I'd love to open it up to everyone. But I can ship one package on Tuesday for free. And it's got to be to a Canadian address. So there we go. Take care. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.